Welcome, everyone. This is Glenda Dawson, and you're watching Glenda's Dragon's Den. Just want to say thank you to everyone who watches our show every week, supports us. Please, if you this is your first time, don't forget to like the show, to subscribe, to share it, so that others can also see what we are bringing in. Now, today we're having a lot of storms over here, thunderstorms due to the excessive heat that we've been having. Goes hand in hand. Now we're having a lot of heat, and our guest is having cold weather because she is in Australia. Welcome, Elsa Dillon. How are you?
I am cold. I'm really cold. I yeah, just hard to get warm at the moment.
Yes, I could
If
imagine.
yeah,
Now, Elsa is a mother of eight. Her and her husband Richard are both international fashion photographers and videographers. They shoot celebrities. They uh, do advertising, magazines. They're behind the scene professionals over 3 decades. But what we want to not just to talk about what they do for a living or what their background is, but we want to find out more about you, um, Elsa. Tell us, um, a little about you and your experiences, and what did they do for you and your husband, and the predictions also. That is something we really like to talk about.
yeah. Well, the predictions. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, well, it's funny because you have these professions that you learn through life,
Yeah.
and then lockdown comes along, or the financial crisis comes along, or
Mhm.
so we've been reset quite a few times.
Right.
Financially reset, emotionally reset, spiritually reset, and then well, the other realms and the galactics as well.
Right.
Ghosts, lots of resets.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then we started realizing it's all a show.
Mhm.
Each one of us is all a show. So I'm
Right.
a show. Everyone's a show of themselves.
Mhm.
And so then you start to realize the synchronicities, the dovetailing, and then you realize your whole purpose to that point
Mhm. Mhm.
is a build up for the show of that point, like right now.
Right. Right.
And I guess this has been the most exciting part for me. Is now this is global, and
Mhm.
because we are out in the public now, for the last few years, this has now having global effects with others. So we're actually getting to see and get feedback and see it play out. So the show now is really, it doesn't really need the internet. It's much bigger than this. The internet's just sort of a way to bring the newcomers.
Mhm.
This is what I'm
Mhm.
finding, and it's
Mhm.
a way to get the message out and ease and grace for others.
Mhm.
And this is one of the reasons we continue to stay in the public eye
Mhm.
is because we were seeing the ease and grace and the excitement in their lives, in their show,
Mhm.
and comes with great responsibility,
Mhm.
which I'm
Mhm.
okay with because I'm a mum of 8.
Mhm.
But it
Yeah.
also makes me realize the impossible is possible,
Mhm.
and everything I was taught is not real,
Right. So.
but everything I imagined
Uh huh.
is real.
Mhm.
And this
Now.
is. This is nice. This is a nice feeling. This makes me feel more alive.
Right. Now, you say everything you imagine. Now, when were these envisions coming to you? When were they? When were you imagining things that everybody kept saying, "No, this is not how it is," or whatever, and yet you realized that it was?
This is what's exciting. So this morning, before I came on here,
Hmm.
we had all our pine trees branches fall down. So I've been
Uh huh.
picking up pine trees for a fire to get me warm. So,
Right.
and asking, what am I speaking with Glenda?
Hmm.
And they said, you're going to talk about us. And I was like, okay, here we go. All right, so you can now ask the question, and it's your first question, right? So this is
Yeah.
exciting for me. Okay, so this is to me, this show now is happening real time because
Right.
yeah. So as a 18 months old, there's pictures on a lot of our videos of this picture. I would have this is my first memory of vision, right?
Right.
So
Hmm.
I used to sit on the knee of my dinosaur friend,
Okay.
and I would, most people would call this imaginary friend. So here we go.
Right. Here we
Yeah.
go.
So I'm sitting on his scales because they're big, and I would only ever
Mhm.
see up to his knees. And everyone else sounded, they were speaking like a really fast language, the adults.
Right.
But for me, I could hear him.
Okay.
And he would say, it's okay, they don't understand. They don't understand my dialect. They don't understand the feelings. They don't understand. You cannot speak my tongue with theirs. They won't understand. They're not
Hmm.
ready. But
Right.
I didn't understand that he wasn't seen either. So to me, I thought they saw him.
Right.
But they kept telling me they couldn't. So as a child, I'm like, how can you not see him? No, this is not real.
Hmm.
This is not real. This is
Hmm.
not real. This is not real. Do you know what this does to a child? It turns them
Yeah.
off.
Yes. Yes.
Now, there's no right or wrong to this. This is everyone's journey, but
Right.
the adults in this era were told to
Mhm.
tell the children that it's not real. But there
Correct.
were realms or times or points of history where the elders would have said, what are they saying to you?
Hmm.
And this is what we
So,
have to go back to with our children now is say,
yeah.
what message are they saying? They might have something. They might tell us what to do today.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, so this imaginary being is a dragon or a dinosaur. And he helped me through the terrible twos, I think they call it. He helped me. He turned off at primary school. Never,
Okay.
so, never saw him again. So flash forward to coming into social media, not on
Hmm.
public eye, just social media in
Right.
2020.
Hmm.
And I'm with a group of spiritual people
Hmm.
in a group, and two psychics or one psychic will come in and they start speaking to this dinosaur being.
Okay.
And I've gone, what? How, I have never spoken of this. How do you know? They were telling me words he said to me. They were telling me feelings. They were giving me visions of what he could see. Yeah. And I'm going,
Good.
how is this possible? And then, it's not one psychic, it's not another psychic, it's another psychic.
Hmm.
Tapping into my imaginary being.
Right.
How?
Hmm.
How is this possible? I'll tell you how it's possible. It's an imprint. This is what his story is. His
Hmm.
story is they cannot define the difference between a dream,
Hmm.
a vision, a thought, and being awake.
Right. Hmm.
So remote viewing is as real as your life
Mm-hmm.
is.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been told it's imaginary. We've
Right.
been told your dreams are just dreams.
Correct.
Yet, some of the most famous books in the world have been written about dreams. So, and
Yes.
been rewritten many times,
Right.
so,
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
Well, I was very blessed because I had a mother who would tell me, "You talk to me about your imaginary friends. I know that they're real. I know you could see them. I know you could talk to them, but only talk to me. Don't don't let others in the family know." Um, so I was very blessed in that respect. But yes, it's very hard on a child when you cannot actually tell your truth because you are telling the truth. You are seeing the dinosaur, the dragon, or whatever your friend is. Now, your dragon was white, correct?
No, yeah. This dragon was sort of like armor, gold tarnished armor sort of color. It wasn't green.
Okay.
It was like a tarnished gold. Yeah. It
Okay,
was
because
yeah.
he's appearing to me in white. So I don't know if that's
He's probably our
another.
children see a lot of white dragon with me. So
Oh, okay, okay. There you go.
yeah, I've had
Yeah,
others say white dragon with me.
yeah.
So, but I don't. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. You're saying that. Yeah.
So you finally came to realize in 2020 that those were not really imaginary friends, that you were actually seeing them because psychics were confirming what you had seen.
Yeah, well,
Um,
that was that. So that was an aha, I guess, moment about
mhm,
imaginary friends.
right, right.
So now, so if we're doing it on that one,
Mhm,
then now you have to go way back through my life. Well, not the audience, but myself. I go way back
right.
through my life, and I go, oh, the ghost. Then you go the goblin, the fairy,
Hmm.
the wolf being, you know, the wind, the trees moving, the tree beings, the rock
Right.
beings, the, then all the animal spirits,
Hmm.
and it's all it's all waiting for us to just stop. They've made true a lie.
Right, right.
How did we get to this stage in humans to make true a lie? So you're telling
Uh,
me not to be true, like what you said, Glenda. You're saying
right,
to a child, tell the truth. But the
right.
child is saying to the parent, I'm telling you,
The truth,
I
right.
can't tell you any more truth than this, but you've just made my truth a lie.
Exactly, exactly.
How this is very skewift for a child. This
Yes.
become them your life. You're turning that child's brain into spaghetti
Yeah,
because you've just told them truth is a
mhm.
lie.
Yeah, exactly. So,
So then
yeah.
now we're spinning this. I mean, your
Mhm.
parents were different, so
Well, no,
this was beautiful.
my mother. I couldn't talk about this to my father
Ah,
because he was the
interesting.
one that was like, I don't see it. You don't see it. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
So we just my mother, my mother's family has always been very open, and so it was a little different. But
Yeah.
I was able to talk to him about it later on in life when I was older, not
So
when I was young.
when I see you say your mother,
Uh-huh.
I'm feel like I'm leaning like this, and I can see a long line of mothers
Yes.
in in your family saying the same thing to their daughter.
Hmm.
To get
Hmm.
to this stage now with me,
Right.
to
Right.
so we're still though. You have Glenda and you have Elsa. We're
Hmm.
still here together now.
Hmm.
So now we have Glenda's show of this and Elsa's show of this, but with both an understanding of it in different
Hmm.
versions. And this is now we are enabling ease and grace for the others
Yes.
who are now realizing that the truth was a lie and a lie was the truth, and we're just spinning it back.
Right. Exactly.
So we can
Exactly.
recalibrate,
Mm-hmm.
to recalibrate and then get on with the show.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're out of calibration, the show doesn't ring true. It's a bit of a mess. Yeah.
So you talked about fairies and you talk about tree beings and all that. Tell us about those.
This is yesterday. So yesterday we did a 9-hour road trip, a big one.
Mm,
And yesterday we were around ancient quarries.
nice.
Yeah, and the stones come out, the faces come out of the stones, and if you can get over yourself, this is what I always say: get over yourself, get over
Right.
the awe, get over the awe, because we're in ore lands, a quarry,
Right.
or get over
Right.
the awe of the greatness of his face, and
Mm-hmm.
tap in. You get it's like a floodgate of information comes through. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's stored in them. It's stalled energy in rocks. So I always feel like I'm round some emperor or something. I feel in awe of them when
Yeah.
I because they've been there for how many years waiting for someone to hear their message,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and for the
And
next person to hear their message, and it was lovely. It's every experience is completely different to, you know.
right. Yes. Yes.
The trees are different again because they hold water, so
Mm-hmm.
they're a bit more flexible. So they can move with the wind.
Right.
They're quite playful. We call them druids. I think there's many different names for everything. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but they're very playful too. Like they'll. So once I tap into a tree, they sometimes will, if I'm not paying attention, like drop a limb or a pine
Mm-hmm.
cone right next to me.
Right.
Um, I'll look up and say, "You missed," and they're like, "We know. We're just letting you know that we chose to miss. We could have bopped you on the head."
Right.
Yeah, and the birds will do this with us as well.
Mm-hmm.
They're very playful with us.
Mm-hmm.
But if we get to we in our family call it 3D or too human,
Right. Right.
they'll trip us up a little. Yeah.
Right.
So this is when the goblins or the jest comes out to
Mm-hmm.
remind us to be humble,
Mm-hmm.
be playful, and be
Mm-hmm.
kind. Like this is, not to get. Not to humanize it too much, because this is humanizing it. Like we're here to be humans, but
Right.
if you bring the it should be this and it should be this and it should be this way, and
Mm-hmm.
you're forcing time, sort of the time program.
Right.
It all seems to get a bit messy.
Yeah. You
As-
kind of
or as-
box yourself in a
yeah,
perception of how it should be instead of how it is.
yeah.
And what I'm hearing, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, is that you go into nature and you basically just let it happen, just let it be, and get that experience and obtain that experience and that exchange of energy.
Well, I should be doing something else, but I have this calling to go and get pine cones.
Right.
So you, instead of doing the I should, I'll go get the pine cones
Right.
because if I don't, I miss I miss the alignment. So I
Mm-hmm.
miss. So then I'll be stuck in that loop for a bit longer. So this is where we class it as the quickening.
Mm-hmm.
And this
Okay.
is where it collapses time.
Right.
So because you're following this loop and then you get your next loop and then you get your next loop. So it becomes like a golden compass.
Right.
And so time doesn't really matter because sort of for the I should, I should have.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Whereas when you're
Mm-hmm.
following this, everything that's meant to happen will happen as it's meant to happen.
Right.
And this is where you feel protection and support from
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
cosmos because it feels like it's got your back. It feels like sometimes you don't understand it, but then
Mm-hmm.
later on you do. Because you're not
Mm-hmm.
meant to that's the other thing us humans do is you go, well, I don't understand. You go, well, you're not meant to understand. Just let it happen and understand it
Right.
later.
Mm-hmm.
But this
Yes, it's
complete, I have to know everything now. You know what? This box ticking behaviour is it's unnecessary.
right, and you're also not allowing the lessons and the opportunities that they give you to occur because you're already thinking about it. Well, okay, well, that's not the way it should be. The sky shouldn't be blue today because it's raining. No, has nothing to do with it. It's whatever the sky wants to do, you know.
Yeah.
And if you just let it happen, you will get a lot more out of it. I'm a big believer in that. Sometimes the human side steps in, and you just got to go. Excuse me,
Yeah.
come back, come back. So,
Well, this is yeah, I think this is a really important topic where you just said just then is
mhm,
because this smiling at yourself, being able to smile at yourself and go, oh,
mhm.
come back a little bit, come on, and this talking between the two of yourself, you
Mhm.
say, come on, and then you realize that it's you here and spirit.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
you're playing with together to work
Right.
it out together.
Mhm.
And sometimes you do go a bit more this way, and sometimes, like if I'm too much in this realm over here, it trips me up over here. So you have to, the balance, you're
Mhm.
continually trying to find the sweet spot I keep coming back to calibration, but you
Right.
keep trying to find the sweet spot, which is, so you keep, and you
You
have
kind of have to be in between
yeah,
and kind of go there, but then come back and then
yeah,
appreciate this side and then appreciate that side. Yes, definitely, definitely.
yeah.
So, what other beings did you see or have you seen as you were growing up that you kind of had to keep quiet about?
The goblins were the goblins and the trolls. The trolls, it was hard. The trolls are hard for me because they're under bridges and these sort of under platforms, and that was hard for me because if we're on a school excursion, I've got to walk over. I'll be I'm not. I can't. They're going. You have to follow suit. But
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want. I don't want to go there because I didn't understand them because I've been told they're not true. But you're telling me to go over something that's not true, and they become fear.
Right. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
then all the ghosts and the beings that I could see in mirrors, which are
Hmm.
many, or reflections. So then I didn't want to look in or be too close to mirrors by myself because this caused to fear in mirrors.
Right.
Um, then the same with dolls, because I could, for certain objects, I could feel their energy. So
Hmm.
then you start to look paranoid. So can you see how you start to become this basket case?
Yes.
All coming back to that's not true.
Yes. Exactly.
At the age of 2, I'm not even 2.
Right.
How the program is pierced into the child. So now I'm a lunatic or a crazy person, but I'm not.
Right.
I might be to some, but I feel that this smile, being able to smile at myself and understand all those journeys, and others to see that I can laugh at myself, that I still have a nice life. You know, it's not. I'm not locked up in a padded cell as many before us have been.
Yes, yes. We are blessed that we are right now living this time because
Yeah, because
if
I would
we,
have been locked up. Yeah,
me too,
literally. Yeah.
me too, me too. But that's the thing. There were a lot of people that were locked up that were just able to see into other dimensions and other realms of reality,
And then
and
you have
not
to
just
ask why though. Well, then you know, then you understand then why
um,
it was that way,
right,
because they were keeping it contained,
right, right.
which
Yeah.
is why it's so exciting now,
Mm-hmm.
is because the container is shifting.
Yes, yes,
And now we're starting to all realize that there is no walls.
right.
And it's creating a little bit of chaos because now we're all in free fall, and a lot of us don't feel comfortable there. And this is why, you know, shows like yours, Glenda, are really going to lead the way for this new way that, you know, societies and cultures and groups and communities will be able to, they'll be able to say, you have to go and listen to Glenda's show. She's just had this person on and they were speaking about their ghosts, and this is going to help people. This is what people
Yeah,
need.
this
Yeah.
is this is healing. This is why I had started this because it helps others understand that they're not alone and no, they're not, particularly crazy. They might be, I don't know, but they're not at that moment where they're seeing somebody else in another dimension, another being. We have fairies all around. We have
Yeah.
ghosts all around. How many souls haven't come to this world, to this earth, have passed away, and their essence remained here to
Oh.
relive some time or whatever. So we're all, you know,
You know, this is interesting you said that, because it was only brought to my attention in the earlier of this year that 2024, I don't know how true this is. Here we go. That the population of Earth goes into 8 billion. It just ticked over to 8 billion as we got into 2024, and this is the year of the 8.
yeah, yeah.
This is the
It's,
year of the dragon.
uh-huh. Well,
Like,
I'm a dragon baby. I'm a dragon
oh my
baby.
gosh. Yeah, so when Glenda asked if we would come onto the show, I was like, in the year of the dragon, are you kidding me? Of course. I mean, but the other thing that's interesting is we're not only in the year of the 8, we're in the phase of, they call it the Lion's Gate, but
Yeah.
the Lion's Gate in our belief has started a little earlier this year.
Uh-huh.
So it's the 888.
Yep.
I think it started about 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
it kicked in.
That's my belief also.
Yeah,
About
so
two.
the phase is
Yeah.
longer.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And
and
the high point is, of course,
yeah,
in
yeah,
in August, but definitely it started a while back.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the dragon is dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know what the word dinosaur was. It was made up
Yeah. Yeah.
by probably the same person that told my family that that wasn't true. You know, so probably the same program, right? This word dragon was made up. It was always, there was no dinosaur, it was always dragon.
Right. Yeah.
That's why it's on the coat of arms. That's why everyone believed in dragons. So they
Mm-hmm.
switched it off.
Mm-hmm.
Who, who switched it off? It doesn't matter who switched it off or on. That's how it is. Now we remember.
Mm-hmm. We're starting to remember. We're starting to
Yeah.
communicate with them. We're starting to actually work with them instead of against them, because that's why they kind of went into hiding, because humans were killing them.
Yeah.
Because that fear got instilled in us, that they were going to kill us and all that other stuff, and they were terrible beings, and they're not. They were just defending themselves.
Yeah.
And so, and
So
here we are.
this, so in our belief,
Mm-hmm.
and how we understand it, dragon is Loch Ness.
Mm-hmm.
Loch Ness is she's locked. It was the whales. It was the first beings. It was we call them Set A beings, Seta.
Okay.
And this week I was out on the boat, and I don't go out on the boat as much as the rest of the family, but this is they fish to feed the family,
Right.
and I was out on the boat, and there's a lot of whale activity, but we only
Mm-hmm.
had I went out. There's not one whale around. Richard's like, what? I said, I thought you said there was lots of whales around, Richard, because I don't know. It's probably you. You've done something to them. I was like, where are they? Anyway, so this is, I'll give you, I'm giving you a show here.
Right.
So I'm fishing on the boat, and they've given me the rod that catches all the bait fish.
Uh-huh.
So I'm putting the rod down, and every time I pull the rod up, there's 7 fish on it. And then I put it down again, and there's 7 fish on it. And the kids and Richard are looking at me going, that's not possible to do that every time. And I say, okay, watch this. So I'm intentionally doing this as a creator now. This is
Right.
imagination. So I'm visually
Yeah.
going, I'm going to do this every time now to prove a point to everyone on the boat who teases me about my fishing skills. So I'm actualizing it. So now I'm doing it, pulling it up, and they're going, she's done it again. And so I keep doing it.
Uh-huh.
As I'm doing this, all the other fishing rods are going off, because it's creating now an energy, because this intention is
Right.
creating activity below the boat.
Right.
So then this happens. Right in front, a whale goes past. Right in front. Yeah. It's like,
Uh-huh.
if I drew a TV screen or a movie screen around it, this is how it
Right.
happened, right? So right where I'm looking, the whale goes past. And I went, aha. And then they said that's got nothing to do with, that's just coincidence. I went, really? Are we going to use this word again? Because I don't believe in coincidence. I believe in synchronicity and dovetailing. So then
Right.
an Air Force plane drops down and goes right in front again, where the whale went,
Oh.
like a jet. Blows, the ears are going crazy. And
Uh-huh.
this is not even 60 seconds after the whale, right? And they're going, that's weird. And I went, I'm smiling, and everyone's going, no, no. And then a massive, like, super yacht,
Right.
which my husband loves this boat, and so do the girls, goes past the same direction as the whale and the aircraft in
Airplane.
exactly the same spot. I went,
Wow.
that's 3, I win. So this is how I do it with the family, and they go, yeah, she's probably got a point, because it was all. I said it could have happened behind. It could have happened
Right.
over here. I mean, we're in the
Exactly.
ocean, so it could be 360. Why does it have to happen where my intention is laying?
Exactly. Exactly.
And as we were going back in through the harbour, I've got the biggest smile on my face. They kept saying, "Stop it, you're annoying." So this is how we play with spirit through the day.
Hmm. Yeah. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
And it's wonderful because you got acknowledged even if they didn't want to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
But just the
It
fact
doesn't.
that yeah, they're saying you're annoying.
Yeah. You're annoying that you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's funny because now, because I understand my true and
Hmm.
understand it,
Right.
it is annoying. It can be annoying, especially if someone's smiling like. But you can, because they're all saying, "Can you just not talk spiritual for a bit?" And I'm like, "Okay, I won't say one word." And they said, "Okay, we'd rather you say a word than put that big smile on because that's more annoying." You get what I'm saying, right? 'Cause-
Oh, that's really funny. Oh,
yeah. So
but
it
that
makes
is
it,
a good example. It's a
well,
perfect example of what we can create and what we can manifest. You
yeah.
manifested that whole scene, the whole everything of bringing up seven fish at a time, and everybody's saying that usually that doesn't happen, and you're like, oh yeah, well watch, here it goes again.
But I didn't, but this is so true because I didn't know what was going to happen. I just went, keep watching here,
Right.
watch this. And the ones that went past were all the same size. So we had the ones below,
Uh
the ones
huh.
on the horizon, and the ones in the air. And I went, there you go. There's the whole, Taurus, Horus, as so below, as above. And they're
That's
going,
it up there.
you said you weren't going to speak spiritual. And I'm like, no, I can't.
Okay,
It's
I'll stay quiet.
but I guess also what's interesting is it's the size. We're talking,
Right.
40, 50 footers. They're big
Yeah.
things here, from the
Yeah.
little fish to
Mm-hmm.
the big ones. Yeah. And the other thing that was interesting is that it was craft. It was a
Mm-hmm.
ship and a plane, and now
Mm-hmm.
you got the set of beings, the whales beneath.
Yeah.
Um, they all use like eco type location. They have radars, all of them,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
they have different versions,
Yep.
and they travel in different planes. But they
Mm-hmm.
all connected to that same energy. What energy? Whose energy? It's the one that where you can all tap into, as they
Mm-hmm.
showed me. They showed
Yep.
me that they all can tap into it. It doesn't matter on your size. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter if you're annoying or not. It doesn't matter if you have a certificate or not. We can
Right.
tap into this.
Mm-hmm.
So, am I imagining it? Probably. Did it happen? Yes.
Exactly.
Do I
And,
have data on it? No. I have no. But it happened.
and there were people who saw it too. So it isn't like you're the only one that saw it. They,
Yeah.
you know, others saw it and confirmed and affirmed what you were seeing and how you were bringing it to life into this reality, so they could actually see it too.
Yeah.
Now, we're have you experienced a what I call galactic families or aliens, however your terminology is. How did that come about?
Well, we would see all. So, we first, before the ET started, we understood that we were connecting to this other realm. So that came through
Right.
first. But
Hmm.
the ET thing was so we'd see lights moving. So then we get the orbs and things like this, which
Right.
sometimes orbs you don't know if they're fairies or spacecraft. That's how, because
Right.
there's all different sizes,
Hmm.
and then then this got mixed in with the military. So is it military?
Hmm.
Is it military in disguise?
Mm-hmm.
Who's disguising it? Like which military, or is it not military at all and outer worlders?
Right.
So they put on a front. It's like they knew that the humans would get scared. So just put this outfit on so that they don't get too scared. Because as soon as you get scared, you turn it off,
Mm-hmm.
or it shapeshifts. And I guess that's what happened to us. So this sort of the military got quite for a few years there. It was really in our face a lot.
Right.
And I guess it was testing our levels of scaredness, because it's quite scary when you have helicopters with guns and this come into like much lower than they're supposed to be ever
Uh-huh.
in your personal space.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But you go back to, I've done nothing wrong, I'm a good person. What's actually going on here?
Right.
And so then the kids started to play with it. And this got interesting because they would, one thing the kids would do with the helicopters, because it was, so we'd be on our farm, we're on a hill,
Right.
and then a helicopter would just drop down and start circling. And it was so low that it would scare our horse herds, so they would start galloping. Like, it was low. Like,
Right.
and the kids, sometimes we would be out shopping and they'd ring and they'd go, they're doing it again. They're circling the house and they're hanging out the helicopter and making us feel threatened.
Yeah.
And so, we were just playing, and now they're in the circling. And then the kids said to me, "Watch this, Mum." And they got the phone. So this is going 10 years back. So the phones are a lot older then. And
Right.
they get the phone up and they put the camera and face the helicopter, and the helicopter would shoot off. So the
Because
kids, they said, and they also would pick up our big cameras and do the same,
uh-huh.
our photography cameras.
Yeah.
Watch this, hold it up. And they wouldn't even have to be videoing. It was just
Right.
the point. I was like, how can they see that? And they went, well, look what they're doing. And they shoot off. And it was like, again, acknowledgement.
Yeah.
So this became playful.
Mm-hmm.
So the galactic show up in many different versions to the family.
Mm-hmm.
And last night we had the Seeker one. I call it the Seeker, where he comes down and he drops one, and then the bottom one goes along the
Okay.
and seeks the land, and then he comes back up, and then there's another one where it beams up. I've got footage of it before, like it.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm not NASA, so I'm only videoing on my phone. So
Right. Right.
it is what it is, but it's
Mm-hmm.
enough. You can see it.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a family friend over, and he said, "Can you see what's going on over there?" And I went, "Oh yeah, that's Seeker." And he goes, "You got names for him?" I go, "Yeah, well, they're our friends. They tell us stuff." He goes,
Right.
what are they telling you now?" And I say, "Okay, well, you need to come around because you'll see the other ones." He goes, "There's more?" And so it was nice to actually be with a family friend who we've known for
Right.
a long time as well, and he could see it as well. Because a lot of time we'll be with people and they just they
They're
don't
not
see. I
open to
mean,
it.
yeah, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they're just not open to it at that moment.
Yeah,
And their frequency doesn't allow them to see that type of stuff yet.
yeah,
So
that's okay.
yeah, it's understandable. Everybody has their path, and hopefully at some point they will be willing to open themselves up and see what is really there, because
Yeah,
there's a lot more there than people realize all the
and well, it's uh, it's a nice feeling when you have someone saying that there's evil spirits here. I go, really? Are they evil? Okay, really? So we'll go there. And I go, I don't think it's what you're saying it is. It's this. They're trying to tell you something, or it's
Right.
this. And so you can help them help themselves in
Right.
understanding, but also help them to heal the land or help the ghost or the
Mm-hmm.
dark being or whatever to heal it. And then you go back to this location and it feels different.
Mm-hmm.
This is this is this just makes me my heart sing. You know, it really
Mm-hmm.
does, because you're healing how many, decades of this evil,
Evil.
classed evil. Yeah, and it's not what we think.
No, I encounter a lot of them are just angry because they're not heard, and if they're heard, they're not. Nobody's helping them, or they're made fun of. People keep coming in and demanding that they do this or demanding that they do that, just to show if they can. And sometimes those spirits do get upset, and I would. If somebody came into my house and said, "Do this and do that," I would be like, "What? Hold on a second," and it would definitely turn a little ugly. I could say that. So,
Well, it's respect
right, exactly.
and honoring what
Mm-hmm.
has been before you,
Mm-hmm.
and it's humbling as well. Like a lot of the time, it's
Mm-hmm.
very emotional. These moments can be very emotional too.
Mm-hmm.
It can be exciting and it's scary. So it's really making all the cells or atoms in our body lift up.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
exactly, exactly. And
yeah,
and and I'm like your beliefs. I believe also that if we heal just one, we heal all of us, and it just continues that because we're all in the same energy field. We just don't realize it, and then if we start to be open about it, we can then talk about it and discuss it, and it all comes to reality, more so than just our imaginary friends.
yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, loved sharing that story with your audience about the imaginary friend, because
yeah.
how did these ladies know about, this? So now he's not only my friend, but he's yours as well. Like this is, so see, it, it not only builds more truths in ourselves, but more
Mhm.
understanding. But now it's arcing. I call it arcing. It's bridging everyone
Right, right.
to raise the intelligence of all of us again,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and we will go to being a higher breed through this. But we just have to keep allowing, stepping. Lots.
Exactly, exactly. And keep going, keep spreading the word, and hopefully people will open up slowly, slowly, slowly. So,
Well,
now, tell us, how could people? Do you have a couple of YouTube channels? I understand, correct?
we have our website,
Okay.
spinbeings.com, and
Hmm.
it has links to YouTube and TikTok and uh, as many medias as I can get my head around at the moment.
I I
It's just,
understand. I understand.
but we link to the interviews, the larger interviews. So we do sort of like the trailers,
Right.
and we
Right.
link it to the interviews so that you can go in. And we're also on with Sheila, with the conscious awakening.
Awakening. Yes.
Yeah. So that's been she's lovely. So
Yes.
it's been a great meeting everyone. So yeah. You're
Yes. Yes.
my first interview with so this
Oh,
is nice.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, very good. Yes. Well, it's I have been with her since She started the first. It was the Wish Alliance, which is now Galactic Alliance, and then when she started Conscious Awakening. So we've been friends, and I support her, and this has been great. This has been a great media to get or everybody's point of view and everybody's vision out, and to open and hopefully raise the vibrations as we go along. So now daily practice seeing YouTube. What exactly is that? If you want to
Oh,
explain.
well, so we to get able to receive,
Right,
you have to have your avatar or your temple in a
right,
certain states. So
right.
you, if you're having too many I shoulds up here, your I
Hmm.
should list is in there, it's very hard to get the clear message. So
Correct.
when we say get your when you get this stabilized, there's many ways to do this. So, and one of the ways we show is by spinning.
Hmm.
Some people use pendulums.
Hmm.
This is the same. This is spinning. Some people use a wand.
Yes.
Some people stir their tea.
Hmm.
I think back to my grandpa now, my papu and things like this, and they would stir for a long time. I'm wondering, did they know and they just weren't telling me? Because they would stir for a long time. I was like,
Right.
so, what? So it's finished. You've stirred it, and they keep stirring. So there's many ways you can do things to
Hmm.
get. Other people meditate. Some
Hmm.
people chant.
Hmm.
Um, you would see the priests, they would, or the monks, they would rub their beads,
Right.
rubbing your fingers,
Hmm.
humming.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's many ways to do so, but you're basically, you sort of have to train yourself to say to ego or mind, just turn off for a little bit.
Right.
I'll
Yes.
come back to you. Don't get rid of them. I'll come back to you. We need you. Stay here.
Right.
Just go. You go play over here, and we'll just listen to what they have to say here because I can't hear. I can't hear them when you're too loud.
Right. Go on vacation for a little bit.
Yeah,
Or
you,
a
you go
holiday.
make a cup of tea over there, and sometimes it can be seconds. Sometimes
Hmm.
you might have to have a sleep, and but the more you get
Hmm.
into this understanding that you do this. A
Hmm.
lot of, I think, of the physics people, they say how you go into the different brain wave cells. It's this. This
Correct.
is the same. There's all different terminologies and ways to get there.
Hmm.
Once you're there, then then once so you're doing it as a practice, right?
Hmm.
So some people might just do it daily. Now start doing it as you take every breath
Hmm.
and get the two working at every step.
Hmm.
So don't just make it a daily, make it every, see if you can practice getting it. So 3 times a day, 4 times a day, 5 times. So then you hear of Luke, Yoda saying to Luke, "Are you in the Force, Luke?" Well,
Right.
it's what he's saying is, "Are you there? Are you
Right.
there?" You see it on, I think one of the kids ones, Kung Fu Panda. They're saying, um, "Listen to the soul, get deep, go to the inner,
Hmm.
go to the quiet."
Hmm. Hmm.
Quiet is QET. They're waiting. It's in the language. They're all there
Yeah.
waiting. Just be
Yeah.
quiet. They're waiting for you.
Hmm.
So you allow, so you ground. See, because they want us
Hmm.
to be here. They want us to be here as the show to pull
Right.
it into here.
Right. Correct. Yes.
Yeah, so it's like a lightning bolt wanting to ground. So
Hmm.
you quiet them, the shoulds,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then you get these ones in, and then now start doing it as you're washing the dishes, as you're brushing your hair, as you're driving the car, and just doing it gently, trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
and practicing it. So then now you're starting to move ease and grace through your day,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll be guided ease and grace, and you'll start to notice things become easier, and the synchronicities become more. And but you can't force it. It really does
No.
have to, yeah.
You really have to practice to just being. What you call the shoulds, I call the monkey mind. That monkey mind's got to stay quiet and go to sleep. So
Oh,
then
this is,
the artistic mind then could focus on the quiet and focus on the other beings that are around and what they're saying. Especially when I'm channeling, that's what I do. So I tell this side of the brain, shh, quiet, quiet. I
yeah,
can't hear anything.
yeah.
So usually tell them it's your break time. Go have lunch.
And you see, they spin the sign around and say back in 5.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the kid. Yeah, that's funny. Or you have to. Well, sometimes I'll have to put up a sign going "Gone for the weekend." You know,
Yes.
mine was gone fishing the other day,
And there you go.
and there we go. So, and then you realize that it is a show. It's your
Hmm.
show, not your husband's show, not your child's show, not your best friend. It's your show,
Hmm.
and they're all waiting to communicate with you. And it just is so much easier. It really is.
Hmm.
It still has hard moments, but it's much easier. And with all the chaos going around, it
Hmm.
still seems easier.
Hmm.
And I have to say, in the last few years have been, I I just see it's crazy on crazy. I go out in public. I went out to the shops the last 2 days, and I
Hmm.
just said, "This is crazy. This is really crazy.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
crazy."
Uh, I don't like shopping. Like I said, I actually order online and go pick it up and come back.
This is yeah, it
It's,
was crazy. I was like, "This is," and I think I connected to one person's dog, and I couldn't connect with any children out. That was hard for me seeing this because normally I can connect to one child,
right.
and I think I connected to one other lady, and but there was no other contact with the eyes. Everyone
Mm-hmm.
was had this like veil over them, and I was like, "This
Mm-hmm.
is." So I can
Yeah.
pull in a whale, an aircraft, and a ship, but when I go to the shops, I just getting the dog. Really,
Oh
I'm like,
God.
yeah.
Well, well, we're unfortunately we're out of time here, so I just want to put up your website real quick so people can talk to you and find you. And please, I want you to hold on. And we do want to hear more about you, so we're going to have you back, you know, soon again. But I just want to say thank you to everyone. As always, follow us, subscribe, share, like, and keep showing the support so we could continue to bring great guests and like tonight's guest. So thank you. Many blessings. Hold on a second. And as always, we love you. Bye.